When are altcoins finally going into parabolic mode and outperform Bitcoin and do the 100x's that so many people are talking about? We are going to talk about why this is happening, when it is going to happen, to which altcoins it is going to happen, and what needs to happen before that in this video. So let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with another video, and in this one we are going to talk about the path to altcoin season and even beyond. So if you're interested in digital collectibles and NFTs, don't miss this video as well. But before we start, please keep in mind that I am a crypto and NFT investor, not a financial advisor, so please do your own research. This is important for such a degenerate video that we are making today. And also, if you like these quick video updates, make sure to smash up the like button right now. That helps me tremendously, and subscribe to the channel if you found any value. So thank you for that, and let's talk about it. So as I said in the intro, we are going to talk about the phases that lead to altcoin season. Altcoin season is the place where everyone is a genius and every altcoin is going to go into multiples, even the biggest ones. When I talk in the intro about a 100x, it is very important to me that I do not talk about the top 10, not even about the top 50 cryptos. I am talking about small caps that are small at the moment. So don't expect the Solana with an $80 billion market cap to do a 100x. That is very important to me. We are talking about projects that are in market caps from 1 to 100 million, not more. There are plenty of good videos out there to find such coins, and also we are doing some altcoin streams and altcoin videos in the future. But now let's get started with this content. So as you can see here, there are four phases, and I can already say that I do not believe that we have started, or if so, come out of this phase one. So phase one is the Bitcoin phase, and the flow of money moves into Bitcoin, causing price surges. We have seen that in the last cycle, or in the last cycles, that Bitcoin starts with a very explosive move, with a parabolic move, usually after the halving. We are not after the halving yet, and we have not seen an explosive parabolic move. We have seen that Bitcoin did roughly 2x or roughly 3x if you want to calculate it like this, from the bottom, so from 15,000 to 46,000. That is a 3x. But we really want to see this parabolic phase where massive money is flowing into Bitcoin, and the groundworks have just been placed by the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs. There will be 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs at the moment, and there are probably more approvals in the future, and that will lead to massive inflows into Bitcoin. The second part is obviously the halving. The third part will be the liquidity coming back into the market via the Fed and other central banks lowering interest rates. And then also we have an enforcing factor, the number 4 of these quad factors, which is the election year in the US, which usually leads to massive spending, so that people like the politicians that have screwed them over in the first 3 years, so that they go back to liking them. So that is usually how it happens. So that is when Bitcoin will surge massively, and I expect Bitcoin to surge massively from the halving up until the end of the year 2024. And that is where Bitcoin will be strongest. And then we have a phase of the overlap where money flows into Ethereum, but it struggles to keep up with Bitcoin. And Ethereum goes back and forth with Bitcoin and starts outperforming it. Also here, this overlap phase is clearly not happening at the moment, because if you pull up the Ethereum BTC pair, which we can do later still, we will see that Ethereum is losing against Bitcoin since basically more than a year. So it's bleeding against Bitcoin if measured against Bitcoin. So we are not in this overlap phase yet. So this is a very good sign, because we are at very good price levels or nice price levels at the moment, and we haven't seen any of this yet happening, right? So if you have a big portfolio already, you can imagine what is happening in the future. And then we go into the Ethereum phase. This is when Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and we hear the talks of the flippening. We remember in the last cycle we had that everyone was talking that at some point Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin in market cap because it's so much better and yada yada, and Bitcoin maxis were furious against all the altcoins and so on. The phase overlap here, money is starting to trickle into large caps where we see large buy-ups happening. So this is happening after after Ethereum had this massive rally. And that is when we see large caps really do multiples. So that is when we see the Solanas and the BNBs and the VeChains and the Graph and I don't know what, everything that you can find in the top 50 basically, do like 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10x's, yeah, maybe even more, because some of these only have $1 or $2 billion market cap, and I don't think it is would be really surprising if a coin like that goes from $2 to $20 billion, especially the good projects. And then this is basically yes, the overlap phase 3 is Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin. Large caps are going parabolic. That is like 2 to 3 axis, and then parabolic into the 10 axis, right? And then the phase overlap to that leads to the altcoin season is, regardless of market cap, some altcoins with strong fundamentals are having already pumps. So you are seeing then altcoins that are in the top 100 or in the 100s and 200s and 300s, some of them having massive pumps, like going 10x in a couple of days or weeks. And then the phase 4 is where we are basically looking for, and that is when large caps have already gone full vertical and we are seeing blow off tops. That is usually the end of the move for those large caps. And then mid caps, low caps, micro caps all tend to pump around the same time. Large caps have been outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum. It seems every coin is going parabolic regardless of fundamentals. That is where everyone is a genius, like, right, I told you this and this is happening. Although the real comparison would be how much Axis did one recommendation in comparison to the other. And then memes are everywhere, everyone is super excited, and you feel the mania in the air. So that is when the altcoin season is happening. That is when you are looking to take profits, when the sentiment is starting. And now I extended this by one more phase, and that is the NFT season. So this is not on this picture, but I think it is important. So phase 5, NFT season, altcoins are ballistic, and we are seeing the blow off tops on most coins, yeah. And freshly baked millionaires are buying monkey JPEGs on OpenSea or Blur. And whatever other exchanges and projects are out there with NFTs by then that are not even known to us right now. So this is basically how the phases work and how we are getting to our 100x's. Now from the timing, I say it's definitely not right now. So we are here in phase 1, in the very beginning of phase 1, maybe even not even in phase 1, maybe we were in phase 0. And the second part is I expect this to happen in so phase 1 to be concluded in the end of 2024, and then these phases are happening over a shorter period of time throughout the end of 2024 into 2025, maybe even until the end of 2025 or so. Maybe Bitcoin will only top out in the beginning of 2025, so there is something of roughly 3 to 4, maybe even more months of uncertainty where we don't know when will Bitcoin really top out, in my opinion. And yeah, I believe we are not even yet in this phase 1, and I think I can prove it. So let me show you something. Okay, so here's the Google Trends, and for those of you, I will move my face a little bit on the top here. So for those of you who don't know, we are looking for how much Bitcoin has been searched worldwide in the last 5 years. And we are going to compare it also, but look at this. This is the last bull run. And you see here, before that in the bear market we had a very boring phase with some exceptions, right? Here in the bear market before. I think here even here's the bull run from before, so it's very small compared. And these search terms always go until 100. So if we would have the highest search volume now in the whole history, this pin would go to 100 and this one would look lower in comparison. So this is how it works. So this goes on how much Bitcoin is searched. So here in the very beginning phase, before the initial first pullback, we had a value of 32. Now we can look at our recent bear market and see that we dropped down until a value of 15 or something for Bitcoin, for the Bitcoin search term, and we have been always hovering around this. And only recently, in December, we have formed a higher high on the search terms, so the trend is going up right now, and now we have headed up to a 41. So this is comparable to this stage here. That was 35, but we are also expecting with the Bitcoin ETFs, more people are looking for Bitcoin. So what I am looking for is that this is going to increase by the increase of price. So the price of Bitcoin will pump and retail will look what is going on. As they have looked one more time what was going on here in June when FTX collapsed. So if there's something big happening, retail is going to Google and is looking up what is happening. So we clearly see that we are only coming out of the bear market sentiment in terms of Google search results, and that is because of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, and of course because Bitcoin did a 3x. But we're not there yet to have the search results in the 80s or 90s yet. Which would be then when Bitcoin goes parabolic. Now the big question is, some people would say, hey, but what about alt season? So we can use Ethereum as the second indicator. I misspelled that here, Ethereum, there we go, and compare it to the Bitcoin chart, and you will see something very interesting. Ethereum only moved after we were already almost topped out on our first top in the Bitcoin cycle, which is here. That is when it moved and also had a small peak. The search terms for Ethereum, though, they topped out a year later, yeah, roughly. Now here, where we are right now, we are at the 42 for Bitcoin, as you can see here right under my video, and a 4 for Ethereum only. We were also at a 3 at this stage for Ethereum and a 35 for Bitcoin. So that is one more indicator that we are there yet, that we are at this point in time. So you see that for Ethereum performance, it really takes a long time for Ethereum to go completely ballistic, right? First is Bitcoin. So this is more evidence for us to move in the cycle. And now we are going to put the NFTs to it as well. We are just going to look for NFT because there's no single NFT like in Ethereum. And we will see that NFTs are flatlining, right, at the moment. So NFTs are, and this explains why the NFT related altcoins, most of them, and also the NFTs are flatlining, right? Because the prices at the moment, no attention is on it, no narrative is on it, so it doesn't move. So you see here the NFTs are at 2, Ethereum is at 4, and Bitcoin is already at 41, right? Or at 42 was before. And here you see that only after Ethereum crossed, or Ethereum had this peak, only then afterwards, many months afterwards, actually the NFTs started to go into parabolic mode and into their season. That we were already in Bitcoin bear market and we were already out of altcoin season when that happens. So it's really a money flow that moves from one to the other. Yeah. And I think this is very important to keep in mind for your strategy on where you want to take profit on what, because you don't want, when you're going in altcoin season, you want to have already taken profits on Bitcoin. And when you're going into NFT season, you want to already have taken profits on the altcoins, right? So I think this Google search term analysis really brings the value that you need to see, to understand how many months are between one top. So we can see here January 22, then January 21, May 21, Ethereum tops out, or Ethereum has the most search volume. And then January 22, there is the altcoin, the NFT one, right? And the micro caps and mid caps and so on, they're in between. So it's all happening in a sequence. There's not a bear market for everyone in between. No, it is one leading to the other. It is as if I told you before Bitcoin topped out, put your money into Ethereum now. That's what the big players are doing. They are like, okay, I think Bitcoin topped out, or I'm taking profits and I throw it into Ethereum. It hasn't moved yet. And then they say, okay, Ethereum is pretty big now. Let's take some money and trickle it into big caps. And then I say, look, I made a 10x on the big caps. Now I roll it into small caps, and then into micro caps. And then they are like, okay, I made so many millions. Now I'm going to buy some of these VV NFTs and some of these Bored Ape Yacht Club thingies and some other degenerate stuff. And the rest of the money goes into I don't know where, right? So into the pocket. So this is basically how I believe it's going to happen. And the most important and decisive factor for that is, let's quickly move here out of the 1 hourly chart. This is Bitcoin dominance. And Bitcoin dominance says how much coins are dominating the market, or in this case Bitcoin, right? Every coin has their own dominance. Some are dominating the market with 0.0001, right? But Bitcoin is dominating the market with 52.7%. That means Bitcoin has 52.7% of the entire market cap of crypto at the moment. The Bitcoin is dominating the market. This shows you that we are in Bitcoin season. Even though that we have small drop-offs, this is what you experienced in the altcoins. These small drop-offs in a couple of percent. This is not an altcoin season. This is not an Ethereum season. If Bitcoin starts to go with a halving up here to 60% or so, then we are still in Bitcoin season. You have to see that this is happening. And then from there, if we see something like that, completely falling off the cliff, that is your altcoin season. That is when you have to get ready. You see it here. This was our last big altcoin season. This is when you have to get ready to take profits. If you see this falling off a cliff, this is when you have to get ready to take profits at some point here. You will not nail the bottom, but at some point here. So the moment we see this decisively losing all supports and shatter through everything, is when people are taking money out of Bitcoin, therefore it is losing share over the market and putting into something else. That is when altcoins start. So you can really say that this altcoin season starts like this: Ethereum, large cap, mid cap, small caps, NFTs, boom, it's over. Yeah, something like that. It could happen that we are shattering through this and that we are going to new lows. Then we will see some of the craziest or the craziest altcoin season that we have ever witnessed. So we will observe this on this channel, and let me know in the comments below what you think. When will it happen? How will it happen? And what are 100x opportunities right now? And please smash up the like button if you enjoy this content. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on to never miss another video. And wherever you are on the world, have a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and I see you in the next video.